feeling the flow. Freestyling on the mic. Can I get a
Man, I was just reading this story about this guy. He worked for a grocery store for a super long time, and his grandparents died 18 days apart. Like his grandma died, and then his grandpa died. So he was working at a grocery store, and he had like seniority, so he had a really good schedule, right? So I'm guessing he had like, I don't know what a good schedule is in a grocery store. But apparently he had like Thursdays and Fridays off. So I guess that's a good schedule because he had seniority at a grocery store. And his boss told him, said, "Oh, you know what? We had to put you back on Thursdays because you had to go to your grandparents' funerals. So you're back on Thursdays again. You lost your seniority," is what they said.
Because he took time off to go to a funeral, huh?
2 funerals back to back.
That sucks.
18 days apart. These are things that 3 examples of moments workers realized they worked for a trash company.
Yeah, you do.
Trash
people, trash company.
So another person said, "Oh, that's interesting. My grandma died. The office I worked for knew how close I was to her, and when I came back, they gave me the bereavement pay and the bereavement leave. But when I came back, nobody said a word about it." Well, like I can see that happening around here, right? I don't like to comment on people's deaths.
I don't think I'm not going to go up to somebody that just lost their mom or their dad or
right.
If they want to talk about it, they'll talk about it.
Right, you'll bring it up to me. I'm not going to
bring it up. Oh, how was the funeral? You know what? No.
Did you meet up with any high school buddies?
I hate it when people ask, "How was the funeral?" It was horrible. It was terrible.
I don't want to talk about it.
What am I supposed to say? Oh, it was just beautiful. There were so many people and flowers.
Yeah, I don't want people coming to me. I'm sorry. If you come to me and you're like projecting my loss into your mouth, then that tells me that you're more concerned about you than you are me.
Yeah.
Because the way I operate is I don't talk to anybody about it at all. Like, even when they pass the card around, when somebody passes away, like somebody's dad passes away, they pass the card around, I just say, "Sorry for your loss, Jeff." That's it. What else am I going to say? I didn't know that person. I don't know what your relationship is. Like, there's a lot of assumptions that you would jump into if you were to craft a thing. I have a friend once. This is when AI first came out. ChatGPT first came out. He was going to a wedding, and he asked ChatGPT to write him a touching passage for the card for the wedding, and then he just translated. He just wrote it in his own handwriting. Okay. I was like, they're gonna know that's not coming from you,
really,
because I knew the person's personality. I was like, they're gonna know that's not coming from you.
Let's try it. Let's write a touching message.
Oh, do it for the coworker that passed.
To a coworker
whose dad or mom passed. But specify one, because otherwise.
Can I say who lost? Is AI smart enough to say? You know, when I say who
lost their parent, yeah,
who lost a mother. Let's see.
I think the best route, like, this is where AI is going to really get us, because then they're going to think that you care, and then they're going to come to you with a lot of stuff that you don't care about. If you start using this as a practice.
Well, maybe then what you should
Whereas if you just said, "Sorry for your loss, Jeremy," then they'd be like, "Oh, he doesn't really care. I'm not going to bother him with my problems."
I'm so deeply sorry for the loss of your mother. I know how close you were with her, and I can only imagine how difficult this time must be for you and your family. Please know that your work family is thinking of you. We are here to support you in any way you need. Whether that's handling things here at the office or just being here to listen when you return. Please take all the time you need to honor her memory and care for yourself. Sending much love and strength. It's not bad.
See, this is where I would get in the rabbit hole with AI.
That's not bad. That is actually really good.
That I would be like, this sounds a little too close.
The music is too much.
This sounds a little close to a little too close. Like I'm too close to the situation. Could you make it more insensitive? Please make it more insensitive, or could you make it? I don't even know where this person lives. Because that's where most of my coworkers, I don't know what town they live in. And so I don't even know where this person lives. How would I know that they
Let's try to make it more insensitive. Can you make it more insensitive? I'm sorry to hear about your mom. It's definitely about me.
Jeff and Jeremy.
Hopefully you can get through the arrangements quickly and get back to it. Okay, nobody would say that. If I said get through the arrangements quickly and get back to the routine.
That actually sounds more like me. That sounds more like me right there.
Healthier for you.
No.
We've got we've got a lot on our plates right now. So
exactly.
We're looking forward to
That's
having
not like I sit down. Yes.
French fries, okay?
Yes. Okay.
I don't do the things you do.
We got a lot of. Hey, listen, you're causing us all to do a lot of extra work. Get your ass back here.
Go back, rack the music, and read it in a sensitive voice and see if it works.
I like the way they do it because, number one, they always have great service and you always have fresh fries. Otherwise, you get to your fries, and I feel like I got to eat all the fries now, where they just give you a handful. Okay, ready? You eat those, and you eat your burger, and then you get some fresh fries afterwards.
Do it with pauses and all that stuff.
Well, scientists at the University of Illinois have figured out a way to use microwave and fry french fries in oil to make them a little bit.
But hopefully you can get through the arrangements quickly and get back to the routine.
Get the crunch.
We've got a lot on our plates.
You don't fry it as long. Then
so we're looking forward to having you back to the office soon.
How much oil gets
Let us know when you'll be checking your emails.
Microwaves cook your food not from the outside in, but from the inside out.
Yeah.
That's how they work. So when
That's
you're
the email I'm
microwaving it,
thank you for going through that practice with me.
It actually pushes the oil out instead of letting it soak into the potato of the French fry.
Where does it push it out to?
It just pushes it out because it cooks from the inside out. So it takes the oil that was on the outside, and instead of seeping in further and you ingesting more oil, it'll actually pushes it out and it evaporates. Kind of like the toilet. Like the poop toilet. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Which should also cook the fries faster and absorb less oil. The problem is, what restaurant is going to, all right, we're going to fry these here, then we're going to take them out, we're going to let them drip, then we're going to put them in a microwave, then we're going to pull it out. I mean, that's just not going to happen.
It sounds like it would taste awful.
It does, right? But they say it's good. I mean, we know that if you put microwaves, you put French fries in a microwave, it comes out soggy. It's never good. The air fryer has been the greatest.
The game changer.
Household kitchen
I was so mad. My air fryer, you know that it has that little tray in it that
they're all
I
different.
cook everything.
Do you have a basket or do you have an oven air fryer?
I have a basket. So there's a tray that sits, it's got these little silicone feet, and then it sits on top, and it gets the stuff closer to the element in the air fryer and moves the air around it better. I cook everything in that tray. I don't ever take the tray out and put they show pictures of people putting like a chicken inside of that. I'm not doing that because it's not going to work as well.
What kind of air fryer do you have? It sounds like a Ninja.
Power XL.
Oh, okay.
Is what it's called.
So it's a knockoff.
No, it's not a knockoff. It's actually, with the time, I mean, I got it like 6 years ago. At the time, it was like the one Ninja.
Oh, really?
I got a Ninja for Christmas, and after I got the Power XL, and I was like, I don't want the Ninja because I love the Power XL so much. I love the Power XL. And
is that XL like extra large?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, either that or some fancy ass name, like when people spell rocks with a Z. Maybe it's that kind of marketing. I don't know. Power XL. I think it's XL. It's good, except for
heard of it,
there's two little holes. There's two little holes in the middle of that tray that you can take and you can rotate it and push it down and then cook your chicken. But I'm never cooking a whole chicken in the damn thing. So I always just use this thing. They need to make one that's just a tray that doesn't move out and that is better mesh, because it gives you finger holes like in a bowling ball in the center of this tray. And it's great, except for when you go to shake the basket and move the stuff around. French fries and tater tots. It's a perfect size for tater tots to fall down into that hole. So the ones that drop down to the bottom, they cook. They cook fine. I mean, they don't cook as good as the ones up on the top, though. You know?
Yeah.
So it's frustrating.
Power XL doesn't even come up in the top 10. It's the
top 10 of what?
The Instant
You're like,
Vortex
you are,
Plus, the Ninja.
Do you live your life by Casey Kasem?
DZ550. Yeah, I work in radio.
You understand
everything's
marketing.
the top 10. Everything's the top 10.
You understand
The Breville Smart
marketing,
Oven,
right?
The Ninja Crispy Pro, the Beautiful by Drew Barrymore. Is that the one you get at Walmart? It's got a B on it.
Yes, you understand marketing. Like these lists are meant to be made with product placement in them.
You can give me any excuse you want, but your XL
low IQ,
is a piece
when
of
low
garbage.
IQ individuals look up the top 10 air fryers, they're going to be like, okay, you want to be on our top 10 list? Because we got this low IQ guy out in Washington that's going to be looking up top 10 best air fryers.
Really, the only person here that sounds like they have a low IQ is the one that doesn't do his homework and buys the cheapest one at Walmart.
No, I got it for Christmas. I don't know what the deal was. And it was 8 years ago.
Anyways, French fries. You fry them in oil. Maybe you put them in the air fryer. No, it doesn't make sense. Air fryer is just the way to go, especially at home.
What should
and
be the way,
no restaurant's going to pick up on this. And now there's restaurants out there that have actually, they use like bone talon or lard, in other words, to cook their fries in, which makes it like Steak and Shake. Is one on here that I just looked up. Who uses bone talon? Like vegetable or come on, let's use animal fats. That's the best tasting French fry, and do it in moderation.
I'm gonna have to switch from Power XL. The Gourmia, which is the Gourmia. That's Gourmia.
Yeah,
it is. It was the very first air fryer I had. I didn't like it that much. It was smaller though. It was like maybe a 3-quart one, and you just really couldn't cook that much stuff in it. Well, they've upped their game, but this looks more like an oven than it does a air fryer. But they have a 14-quart air fryer. That's what you want. Is you just want capacity. Like I'm looking at air fryers. On
Ninja
Amazon
makes a nice
right
one
now.
that's got
I don't like the
one
Ninja
big tray, but you have a divider in there, and you can cook on different sides, or you can do mega tray, and it's pretty nice.
I got that one for Christmas, and I took it back. I didn't like the whole
Mega Zone.
I don't know. I would never cook 3.
It's like 2 air fryers at
you know?
once. 2 air fryers at one time. You can do
But
the
it
left
was-
side, do this temperature for this time, the right
Yeah,
side.
but the capacity was 3 quarts per side, which was not enough for me.
then you do the Mega Zone.
Then that's 6 quarts. I already have that. I already have a 6-quart air fryer. So why would I get?
I think it's an 8-quart.
Ninja has a.
Yeah, I think you're wrong. I think
Reputation.
it's called the 8-quart 6-in-1 Dual Zone by Ninja.
Well, yeah, they're getting bigger. The one I got was 2 years ago. It was a 6-quart one. I was like, why did I get another 6-quart air fryer? I have a 6-quart air fryer.
Ninja knows what they're doing. I mean, Ninja's put out some good products. None of the air fryers I have is on here, and I have one of the
Blender.
oldest ones.
The blender is great.
How about my air fryer?
the Ninja.
As seen on TV Store.
But there's so many air fryers out there. And I will tell you, Power XL has fallen out of favor when it comes to Amazon. They do have a notable arrival. They have an 8-quart.
The new wave.
With Bluetooth technology. What are you using that for? What are you using the Bluetooth technology for in an air fryer?
I said new
Like
wave. I didn't say I used that. I don't have it, but you're just asking me.
Well,
you remote control it. Like I've got Bluetooth on my Traeger, so I got an app on my phone. It tells me the temperature of the meat, the temperature of the
But
Traeger.
You're long cooking
and I can
something
adjust
in a Traeger.
I can adjust it.
You're not. What are you long cooking in an air fryer?
A pot roast.
Pork roast?
A turkey. How long does it take to cook a chicken? You can't cook. There's no way you can cook a turkey. There's no air fryer big enough to cook a turkey, but a chicken.
No.
How long does it take to cook a chicken? I'm down to try it. I mean, I've seen some and heard some great things. Did I tell you about my hash browns? What you do? I think I did. Right? Use the parchment paper. You wrap around the tray. You oil the hash browns with your seasoning in a bowl. Mix it all together with your favorite seasoning, and then I just used Suzy Q's, and then I threw it in there, and then for 15 minutes at I don't know 400 or 375. But every 5 minutes you had to turn it because every time I opened that basket, the top was all crispy.
Crispy on
top. And then you turn it and then move. So that way you get a nice ratio of crispy and, not like totally crispy. Man, it turned out great. And it was easy.
I got to try that. I always just do it in the pan on super high heat and move it around a lot.
Yeah, the other thing is you just throw it in the pan. You got to let it sit for 5 minutes with a lid on it. So the heat will cook the top and the bottom will get nice and crunchy. That's what I saw on YouTube.
I do that. I put a lot of water in it. I let the water sizzle because that helps the browning of it.
Oil. You don't want to put oil. That's oil. You put oil. Water steams it. It's not going to sizzle it.
No, you put oil in it at first, and then as the potatoes absorb the oil, you need to have moisture.
I want to try your hash browns. They sound disgusting. Disgusting.
Excellent.
I want to try them.
And I actually don't buy the frozen ones. I actually shred my own.
Look at you, Chef Boyard Jeff. Oh, look at you. I shred my own. Nobody does that. Come on.
I know nobody does that. I do.
You know what you do? You go to Costco and you buy the dehydrated ones and then you rehydrate them. Boom. The problem is you got to get the water.
Those are really good.
Got to get the water.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
Those are really good.
I shred my own. There you go, Nova Showers. What does Jeff shred on his own?
Yeah, it's funny because I don't like mashed potatoes, like real mashed potatoes, but I do like real hash browns. And there is a certain grittiness to it that tastes like it's from the earth, as opposed to the dehydrated ones, which I do like. I do like the dehydrated ones that come in the carton, and you put the water in and you soften them up, and then you dump them into the pan. Those are easy.
Coming up,
super easy.
Seoul Film Fest has got a great documentary on Danny Gans, who used to be the big Vegas entertainer, and his son has made a movie about him. Danny passed away a number of years ago. His name is Andrew, and he's gonna talk about the movie and this project that he did to honor his dad.
I fully expect my son to do a documentary about me, about how I was able to turn air frying into a science.
It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Danny Gans was the entertainer of the year in Vegas for 12 times in a row. He also played for the Cal Poly Mustangs baseball. His story is going to be told at the SLO International Film Festival.
I saw Danny Gans back when I was younger. My parents used to go a lot. Yeah. And I think it was MGM, but I don't know because I think it was like 7 or 8. But and I had no idea though his connection to San Luis Obispo and Cal Poly, which is really cool. And his son Andrew is with us now, who's put together this great documentary. Is that what you would call it, Andrew?
Yes, documentary.
Okay. Yeah, about his dad, the baseball player, the comedian, and the entertainer, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, welcome in, man. Have you been to San Luis Obispo before this festival?
Yeah, I have been there a few times. We grew up in Los Angeles, and there was a couple occasions where we would take a road trip up the coast, and my parents showed us around the campus a time or two, and then my older cousin actually he went to SLO when he was in college, so we went up and visited him a few times. So I've seen it and saw where my dad played ball and all that, and it's a beautiful area. So I'm excited to bring the film to that festival. It feels very fitting.
So you grew up in Los Angeles. You did not grow up in Las Vegas. How's that?
So I was born in L.A., and during that time, like the first years of my life, my dad was traveling all over the country doing what's called corporate dates. So big corporate companies would hire my dad for like their big year-end sales event or conferences with all their top employees, and they would have like a big conference, and then at the end of it, they would have an entertainment night, and my dad would be that guy. And so he got a lot of his practice and just built up this really great reputation over years of doing that, but it took him away from home more than like 250 days a year.
Jeez.
And he was really looking for a home base, and that's when the opportunity to go to Vegas came along. And we all moved from L.A. to Vegas.
Okay. And he played ball at Cal Poly, and he was an aspiring ball player, right? And then what happened?
Yeah. So he was drafted out of high school by the White Sox, but decided to play college baseball. And he played at Cal Poly. He was an All-American there, and then he got drafted again, and he went to play pro ball, and he was doing quite well. He was hitting a bunch of home runs, and he was playing first base when a runner came down the first baseline and stepped on his heel, severing his Achilles tendon. Oh. And at that time, surgery to replace or to repair a torn Achilles tendon was not really in existence. So that was the end of his career. And he was just not able to play after that. So he pivoted really hard and put all the time and energy and effort he put into athletics into this new career path that he thought was just a hobby of doing voices and comedy and singing. But then he turned that into what you guys all know today is like the number one Vegas act for more than a decade.
Yeah, you say he's the most famous man you've never heard of. I think a lot of people have heard of your dad.
Yeah, I mean that I didn't come up with that one. That was something that somebody said along the way during my dad's rise to fame and stardom. But he kind of leaned into it because he didn't go on all the talk shows. He didn't do a whole lot of press and marketing outside of Las Vegas. And somebody just said, Vegas is such a bubble. He is like the biggest superstar here. He's like cream of the crop. But if you go outside of Las Vegas, it's kind of like Danny who.
Yeah.
Oh, he's that. He's the guy in Vegas. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
So that's what the documentary and the film is about. It's really about him and getting to know who this person was besides the entertainer that just, that you would go see when you would go to Vegas.
Yes, absolutely. So when he passed away, I was only a teenager, and I wanted to make this film to share his life story because I don't feel like he was remembered in the way that I wanted him to be remembered. I felt like he deserved, for all of his accomplishments and achievements that nobody has come close to in Vegas since his death.
Yeah, but, he was Mr. Vegas. It was the show to see when you went to Vegas. Of all the options you had, that was the one.
The highest honor you can get in Vegas is the Entertainer of the Year as an entertainer. And he won that award 12 years in a row. And he was only in Vegas for 13 years. And I think the only reason he couldn't win it that first year is because he was only there for half the year.
Wow.
So he really ran the city. And so making this film, directing this film, was my version of telling his story, honoring his life and his legacy, but also, for me as an adult now, getting an opportunity to know him better, more so than just my dad.
Talking with Andrew Gans, Danny Gans' son. The film is called Voices, the Danny Gans story, a former Cal Poly baseball player turned entertainer in Vegas. The rest is history, right? 3 screenings at this year's Film Fest. You can get there on Saturday, the 25th at the Downtown Center Cinemas. Also going to be the 26th and 27th over at the Palm Theater. Go to stillfilmfest.org. More with Andrew Gans.
It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Hanging out with Andrew Gans. His film, The Danny Gans Story, its voice is The Danny Gans Story, showing this weekend at the Slow Film Fest. It's going to be Saturday down at the Downtown Center Cinemas. It'll be over at the Palm on Sunday and Monday, the 26th and 27th.
I know that he had the Danny Gans Theater at the Mirage. Is now with the Mirage being sold and taken over, is that still going to be part of the Hard Rock model, or is it just no longer there?
It's no longer there, and part of my mission is to hopefully have something permanent in Las Vegas to remember him, whether it's a statue, whether it's a street name, or it's a permanent theater somewhere.
Yeah.
My hope is that this film will raise some awareness and remind people of how incredibly polarizing he was as an entertainer and a person, and all that he did for the city in a time where it was very transitional. The old Vegas and the new Vegas that we all know now, he came at that transition point, and he was able to maintain success throughout both, which was really cool.
It's good. It's going to be a good movie. It's going to show 3 times during the film festival. On Saturday, the 27th, it's going to be at the Downtown Center Cinemas at 1:45, and then the Palm Theater at 4:30 on Sunday, and then on Monday at 10:45. You can catch it at the Palm Theater as well in the morning. This is something we're looking forward to, and I think it's really cool that you're showing it at the film festival, kind of where your dad. I mean, it was a big part of his life. I didn't know that your dad was also in Bull Durham.
Yeah, he had a part in Bull Durham. It was initially in the script, a much bigger part. Mm-hmm. But when they first started shooting, it was going to be a PG-13 movie, more so about baseball. But as they got through the production, the studio wanted to make it more of an adult, romantic kind of film with a baseball background. And so they cut they cut a lot of my dad's biggest scenes, which he was quite disappointed about, and we cover that a little bit in the film.
Cool.
But he said it was a great experience, and it was just fun to bring back some of his baseball skills and marry it with his new pursuit of entertainment and getting some FaceTime with Kevin Costner. They developed a good relationship, and Kevin came out to see my dad's show in Vegas at probably a dozen times over the years. So they maintained a good relationship.
Do you do any impersonations like your dad did?
No, I don't. Even if I did, I wouldn't try because he was the very best, tip top. I wouldn't even torture myself to even try to compete with that. But my dad and I have the same passion for entertaining and telling stories, and I just do it through filmmaking. And a fun little tidbit here for you guys before we finish up is I'm actually the 3rd generation of Gans men who have gotten drafted to play professional baseball,
really?
Had a career-ending injury, and then went into entertainment. My grandfather played pro ball in the Cardinals organization, and he got injured and then went into entertainment as a singer and a comedian. And then my dad, his story. And then I got drafted to play out of high school for the Tampa Bay Rays. And then I had a series of shoulder surgeries that ended my career. And now I'm, producing and directing films. That is probably the craziest dynamic of your family's story
it's like the whole free will and determinism. Do you have a son?
I do have a son. He's only 1 year old right now, but right. I hope that we can break this curse. I don't know.
Maybe he'll make it.
Maybe he can make it to the big leagues.
He's a
Maybe
Gans.
he can just circumvent it all.
He's a Gans. He'll end up doing entertaining anyways.
Yeah, you never know.
Well, it's been great catching up with you and talking to you. And make sure you go to stonefilmfest.org. You can get the full schedule of how you can catch the documentary, Danny Gans, the story. So, yeah, great to talk to you, Andrew. Appreciate you spending a few minutes with us. And welcome back to Slow.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.